that you had, because that was interesting.
Well, somebody had told me about, I mean, we've whenever we order elastic, we've gotten in 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch, and we just order it. Sometimes we don't know if it's going to be a knit elastic or a braided elastic, and we've learned a lot about elastic since we've shipped out maybe 13 to 15,000 yards of elastic in the past week and a half or so. So there is such a thing called,
I'm going to get this a little closer.
Called knitted elastic. And can you see the holes in it? With a knitted elastic, you can actually cut, there's a line, you can cut up a line and you can cut the knitted elastic. And so I cut it, and when you stretch it, it doesn't fray. And so if you had some wider knitted elastic in your stash and you wish that you had narrow, you can cut the knitted elastic. It's the one with the holes in it. And another thing about knitted elastic is when you sew through it, it has it returns. It has good elasticity because it doesn't puncture the fibers. Now let me show them. Let me cut. This is really narrow, but this is a braided elastic, and I love all elastics because I'm not usually cutting them in half. And this, I wish I had a little wider piece for you, but with a braided elastic, if you watch it not work, yeah, it's gonna. If you cut that, where am I?
Yeah.
Right here. If you cut that and move my hands, it'll shred and fray. So this
is also when you stretch this elastic and sew through it, it stays in that stretch.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Versus a knitted that has holes, you can stretch it, sew it, and it returns.
That's right. I like that. So we are expecting maybe 2,000 or more yards of the knitted elastic in black and white to be coming in by Wednesday or Thursday. So
Sue here, she says, I'm looking for 2-inch wide elastic and colors to make circle skirts for granddaughters. Do you have any of that? We have had, was it
1.5?
1.5 is what we carry, and we have a very broad color range of the 1.5.
Maybe we've had 2-inch in colors, but very rarely.
Very few colors in the 2-inch.
Only if it came maybe from a garment manufacturer.
But also, our 1.5-inch decorative elastic is, I mean, we've made hundreds of skirts ourselves and sold many yards for that purpose.
That's right. For
elastic skirt bands and also for pants. It works well for that.
So I know if you're sewing masks, I'm very interested. Connie Palmer has done a really interesting looking pattern. I mean, she didn't make the pattern, but she's using it, and she has a picture on her Facebook page where her granddaughter, who's in the medical profession, is wearing it, and it looks great the way it's fitted and it fits around the face. And
it looks great in 2 ways. It's really pretty. I love the fabric and everything. Fabric. Yeah. But then also the fit on her face looked really comfortable.
Yeah, it does. And Connie has a link on her Facebook Facebook page to the where you can download that pattern. That looks good.
So Beverly says, I love to shop there, and I love Sarah from Sarah Classic Sewing, who I followed there. Oh, cool.
Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, another thing that they've been doing, because and one of our girls wears a mask every day, all day long, and so she's really aware of how it feels around her ears. And I didn't bring out a piece of that satin elastic, but she loves using, it's a fold-over satin elastic, and she said it's very soft around the ears. Now that comes in a lot of colors. We have that still in a lot of colors.
And at the shop here, we call it hair bow elastic a lot, or headband elastic. Yeah, like you'll use it on a newborn where you add like a little
and it's
detail
because it's
to
real
it.
soft. You could put a little flower on it, but Michelle is putting that on as around her ears, and she can wear that all day without it being uncomfortable.
She has said also that people are actually even folding it in half because it is a little bit wider and sewing it down. But she was talking about how it's so comfortable that it's not even necessary.
It has a little rib in the middle, or a little line in the middle where it actually folds easily by itself, and so it
naturally does that.
Right.
Yeah.
But then that other thing you were telling about, and Michelle has done it, and there's either a little piece of elastic or a little piece of ribbon about this long with a button sewn on each end, and you put it back here behind your Yeah, like that. And so there's a button here and a button here, and you take your ear pieces, yeah. Take your ear pieces and hook it there, so it's not pulling on your ear, but it's pulling on that little band. And so she brought some today. I should have had them out here, and
But
they're
it's also
about
not a
4 inches.
headband. So it's not a head piece
Right.
that you're wearing all
It's
day.
just a little piece, and with a button on each side, and then the ear elastic connects to that, holds it tight, and that way it releases that pressure on the ears. So, you know,
That's what we know.
we're
Yeah.
we're just listening and listening to the ideas, and but I wanted to show you because I'm the one that's been winding all these thousands of yards of elastic. And so back in the long time ago when we first started, we started with like if we'd get a roll of trim like this, and so we would measure it, and then I'd wind it. I would hand wind that on a bolt like this, and so then I thought this is for the birds. So my husband,
Willie says, "Did I win yet?"
you have to wait and listen to me talk. So I said to my husband, "Can't you build me something to wind?" And so he went back to the junk piler. We have 5 boys, and they all had bikes, and they're all in pieces, right? And so he took the bicycle. This is the foot pedal, and he put a plate on this other side, and then we hooked a card. We hooked a card to that plate, and we measured. We know how many turns make 20 yards. And so then we counted 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And all I'm going to tell you is I'm really thankful that I didn't have to do that. We have that electric one, and so that worked a lot better. But anyway, I thought I'd show you because
There's no way we can ever get rid of that.
No.
I mean, that is like,
my husband is really handy. Can you believe that when he came up with this, and he's made me like 3 of them. But now we have the electric one and we don't need it. But I thought you might enjoy that.
and many people have used it. It really has,
Oh, no
has worked
kidding.
well.
No kidding.